Thanks for joining us for WVLT News at 7 o'clock. I'm Casey Wheelis. We are following breaking news tonight. A man is now in custody following an officer-involved shooting in Blount County today. The Sheriff's Department responding this afternoon after shots were fired near Jacob Springs Road off of Old Knoxville Highway. This is a look at the area we're talking about. Two Blount County deputies are now receiving treatment at UT Medical Center. We're told they're in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries. The TBI is handling this investigation, and that is where we find our Will Puckett tonight. Will's been on scene all afternoon and evening and joining us live. Will, what are you seeing now?
Well, Casey, a pleasant silence has really fallen over this community here in Blount County. Really, a couple of birds chirping, the passing of an occasional car, and then a bit of a breeze is a stark contrast to what we had roughly about an hour to 2 hours ago here along Old Knoxville Highway and Jacob Springs Road, just up the hill crest behind me. We are the closest we've been able to get to what was that scene earlier today that happened just before 4 o'clock on this Tuesday afternoon. Right at 6 o'clock, Blount County Sheriff's officers, deputies rather, opening up Old Knoxville Highway. What we know is a man in his 50s is now at the Blount County Jail after police say he shot two Blount County Sheriff's deputies in the leg. They're in stable condition tonight. We're told by the Blount County Sheriff's Office they were responding to a domestic situation, which is the most common call for law enforcement to encounter a gunshot. And they tell us those tense moments lead to even tenser moments, but it's something that has to stop.
Just always be on your guard. Domestics it's always unknown what is going to happen when you respond to a domestic. We have responded to that residence on domestics before, so the deputies were familiar with them.
Safe to say the Blount County Sheriff's Office understood the person that they were dealing with. As you heard, Marion O'Brien with the department saying they were familiar with that residence, had responded to it before, and were familiar with the person they were dealing with. I talked with one person whose wife was actually home nearly across the street as the entire situation was unfolding. He says for his community, this event is rare. How rare is this for your neighborhood?
Never. I've been there for 6 years, never heard anything like this, anything like this. It's crazy.
While Moneymaker is the individual that we chatted with, I spoke with a handful of people off camera. They reiterated what Moneymaker said is this is incredibly rare for this area. They saw police just before 4 o'clock speeding south here on Old Knoxville Highway and responding to that house over there. We do know that Blount County Sheriff James Barong did make his way to UT Medical Center after he was on scene for the entire situation that unfolded to be with his two deputies who they say were shot in the leg but are facing non-life-threatening injuries and are expected to be okay. They're in stable condition tonight. But Casey, tense moments for a nearly 2-hour-long standoff here along Old Knoxville Highway and Jacob Springs Road. A man in his 50s who Blount County Sheriff's deputies were familiar with. He's in custody at the Blount County Detention Center tonight. We'll know charges, his identity as the evening progresses. We were also told by Blount County Sheriff's deputies officials that they should know who the two deputies are and their standing and how long they were with the Sheriff's Department later on tonight. We also do know, Casey, as per typical protocol in officer-involved shooting, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation now leading the investigation into this situation tonight.
Yeah, scary moments for those officers who just went through something similar not too long ago. Will, thank you. We're going to check back in with you in just a few minutes. In the meantime, you can continue getting the latest information on your WVLT News app.